Good afternoon. My name is Jessie Kornberg. I'm the president and CEO here at the Skirball Cultural Center. I'm thrilled to welcome you to this program. Most of you already know the Skirball is a Jewish cultural center inspired by an ancient promise to welcome the stranger. What you may not know is that that promise begins in this building, literally in the architecture of this place. The phrase, welcome the stranger, is inspired by the story of Abraham, the first Jew in the ancient texts. On his first day, indeed, in his first hour as a Jew, he sits in the open tent flap, looking out into the desert, and he sees travelers walking towards his tent, and he runs out. The scripture says, at the hottest hour of the day, and he welcomes these travelers in, and his wife Sarah cooks fresh bread for them, and he serves them cool, fresh water. And from this we take a lesson that the most important thing he can do as a Jew is to say, please, come in, you are welcome. And this building, this ceiling, is designed in that inspiration. Welcome to the Skirball Cultural Center. And welcome to a party. I am so excited to be with you to hear from New York Times best-selling cookbook author Jake Cohen. And he is joined by a group of exceptionally brilliant, talented, and accomplished friends for this party today. Please join me in welcoming Jake Cohen, Alex Edelman, the incredible comic and star of Just For Us, the HBO special, and so many others. Jenji Kohan, the creator of Weeds and Orange is the New Black. And Benj Pasek, the incredible lyricist and composer of the incredible music and words of La La Land, The Greatest Showman, and of course, The Evan Hansen Show.
Did you mention his EGOT? Did you mention that he's an EGOT?
Let's have a party.
He's an EGOT.
The world's youngest.
Yeah.
Hi, Jews.
Hello.
Oh, this is so crazy. Okay.
Do you know that story, by the way, with Abraham?
We're weirdly angled.
Yeah, we gotta cheat this out.
Change
Like
it.
the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Do you know that story? That story with Abraham. By the way, he's sitting in the front of his tent, and the angel comes up, and he's the first Jew, and he's like, "Would you like something to eat?" And the angel's like, "Of course." And he's like, "Do you have any questions?" And the angel's like, "How do you feel about Israel?" And it's like.
I like that this is Jake's event and Alex just started speaking.
Of course.
It's so indicative of like the man he is, you know?
I knew what it was I was signing up for.
Okay.
So, hello everyone. This is very strange because this is unlike what we've done last time. Last time Alex came to moderate my talk here at Skirball, and this time I was like, let's just add in a lot more people and turn it into a dinner party on stage. Let's put on a stage, we're gonna be noshing, and really I think that's what I wanted to do with this book. I say it's like a self-help cookbook, and what I mean by that is like you could buy just any cookbook and learn recipes and make a delicious meal. But when you do it through this lens of throwing a dinner party, you're really doing it with the intention of building community and setting intention of nourishing those you love. And I'm really blessed because the three people on the stage I truly think of like family. You'll find their pictures in the book. They are the people that sat at the tables as I tested all of these recipes. So I thought, why don't we just come on stage, do a little dinner
Some were
party.
bad, yeah, some were bad.
Some were bad. No. And that's the number one thing. People are always so afraid to throw a dinner party or to cook for people. And I test every recipe for others, and many of them are not good at first, and you just have to get there, and you just deal with it. He'll eat anything. So really,
I really will eat anything.
That's it.
You know, these three people are in my will, genuinely.
That's
Jenji
true.
and Benj are the executors of my will, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but in the will there's a stipulation that they have to give $52,000 to Jake, and he has to spend it on
Yeah, you could say it.
on flights and drugs
It's true.
to go to
It's true.
Berlin and literally blow that
I was
money.
gonna say. And what a 6 weeks that will be. But really, I think we'll start with a little Jewish geography of how this table came to be, which I think is so fascinating because everyone that's intertwined of how I met these three people are actually photographed in the book. For Benj and I met through Richie Jackson because Benj throws this incredible, like immersive dinner.
I love a
theater.
Jewish event. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I love a Jewish event, and yeah, we were doing like reinvention of ritual events, and we were doing like kind of like updated Passovers and updated Hanukkahs. And Jake came to something that was sort of inspired by that. That was like a new take on Passover.
There are always new takes.
And Alex being like, I come from an Orthodox family. There are no new takes on Passover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These guys, they're extreme. They're so progressive. They're anti-Semitic.
Okay.
Like it's really.
Okay.
And then
This guy's like, it's Tisha B'Av. Let's have a brunch. And you're like, that's not how
But
it
he
works.
fasts. He's like, oh, I had to fast it. I'm like, I didn't even know this was a holiday. You know.
But also, big event is one of those English phrases that sounds like Yiddish. It's a big event.
Genji's crazy about these. Like, what's boyish?
Boyish appeal.
Boyish appeal. Yeah, that's a good one.
I
Glimpse.
love that.
Glimpse isn't it?
What? A glimpse
glimpse.
is a good one.
It's true. So Alex and I met through Mike Solomonov, the incredible chef of Zahav in Philadelphia,
Yes.
who we love. And he was just like, you gotta meet this guy. And we went on this coffee date where,
We
funny enough,
fought.
wait, where's the One Table crew? There we go. So I'm on the board of this incredible nonprofit called One Table, and we had this
Talk
whole...
about reinventive.
Exactly.
We
Alex
love
and I-
Shabbos. Let's do it on Wednesday. It's fantastic.
That's not true. Friday night dinner. But Alex and I got into this heated debate. This is like our first friend date. We meet at this coffee shop on the Upper East Side, and we're pretty much screaming at each other. And the rest was history
Yeah,
because
we're-
like I was obsessed, and we have built a relationship on discussion and
Benj
arguing.
sometimes describes this very like microcosmic experience of like bringing a non-Jewish.
Well, he doesn't want to say this because, okay, my ex-boyfriend, the first time that he met my family, he thought that it was like the end of my family. He like came to a lunch and we were talking about climate change and we were screaming at each other and he was like, oh my God, like, are you guys okay? And I was like, this is just like Jews talking about things.
Yeah.
Literally.
Once I was.
Yeah, he's obviously like from Wisconsin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does-
I was at a family dinner when I was like 21, 22, and one of my relatives was like, "You're the type of Jew that's the reason the Holocaust happened." And I was like, and then someone else was like, "You're the type of Jew that would have denied the Holocaust." It was like one of those things that my dad went, "Okay, good game." Everybody, like truly just like an intellectual exercise, and everyone had dessert. Like it's so perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then Jenji and I, it actually always ties back to Judaism because we met at Shabbat. I cooked Shabbat dinner at Benny Blanco's house a couple of years ago, and Jenji came through another friend, and it was Benny, myself, and Genji's first time all meeting each other, and it was just magic.
Right.
But
From-
but I had worked for Genji as a TV writer on one of her shows, and so like it was a bit of kismet.
And
Everybody
then
was-
they worked together on Saturday Night Seder, so it just kept overlapping in a degree
And then
that...
we traveled with Solomonov through Israel, the three of us eating. I said the I word.
Yeah, that's right. Israel. The funny thing is, Israel obviously in Hebrew, the word literally means estrangement from your friends and family. So it's such a fascinating.
Was that a new one? I never heard
Yeah,
that one
it's a
before.
really good.
Guys, you got an original
Is that
joke.
a new one?
Well,
That's true. To be fair, these guys have heard every single one of my jokes.
He repeats them often.
many
Yeah.
times, but Alex agreed to moderate 3 stops on this tour because he's testing new material.
You're right. You're right. I want to get canceled in 3 different cities.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, it is a shtetl. We
It is.
describe it to people as a shtetl.
And
And we have a West Coast and an East Coast hub.
it's
Like
true.
like all shtetls, you know.
Yes. So for those who don't know, Alex, Benj, and I all live together in New York in a beautiful urban kibbutz in Manhattan.
On the Upper West Side.
On the Upper West Side, the eastern home of our people.
That's right. Like all kibbutzim, it's proximate to Barney Greengrass, so it's really great.
And then Jenji is our West Coast hub, in which, if it's happening, if I'm coming to LA, I'm coming to Jenji's. And she's got a chicken coop, so I'm baking challah with fresh eggs, which is
I thought you were going to say with fresh chickens.
with fresh chickens. I'm like, Yom Kippur's coming. I'm ready to swing them. But yeah, so I guess the first thing I want to do, we're going to get into, I had all of you put Post-its of your favorite dinner party questions, and we're going to kind of just have fun and go through all of those. But I guess my first question to all of you is, being part of this book since day one, like, what are some of your favorite food memories that we've had as a group?
Oh my God. The first time anyone has Jake Cohen's challah is you realize you're being ruined for all other challahs. Because challahs are basically like 98% water or so dense you could hammer a nail with them. But Jake's is like just the right side of sweet. And it's really, really, it's always beautifully seasoned. Sometimes he'll do some ungapach bullshit with like sprinkles or chocolate chips.
No,
and, like,
no,
Yes,
no.
you do.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, you do.
There's
There's
yes,
a lot of
yes.
Jimmys.
If you walk into Jake Cohen, that day is the day he's chosen to cook like a pride challah with like in color
the
scheme
color
lines.
ones,
You're
yeah.
like, God damn it.
Okay, but also you have to understand to keep this gorgeous physique of Jake's. There's this desperate thing at the end of like, take the food, get rid of the food.
It's true.
Food has to go.
I'm a pusher.
It is.
I'm a pusher. And it's everyone goes home with leftovers.
Yeah.
And it's actually funny enough. I was just asked, because I think one of the common things, and I think it's a little bit of a lazy question.
One of the what?
Common things that I get
common.
asked.
There's nothing calm.
There's nothing calm. But I get asked in press, like, what's the secret to kicking people out at the end of a dinner party? And everyone has all these things like, oh, time to put the kids to bed. And it's like, no, you start handing out Ziploc bags for leftovers. As soon as they get it, they leave. They've never stayed after they have a Ziploc full of brisket.
The guest appearances at the house, food-wise, Nava Perelman.
Yes, Itzhak Perlman's daughter is one of the most incredible concert pianist turned cake designers. And she does
One
these
of the top 10
buttercream
concert
flour.
pianist turned cake designers.
Yes. And
But during the it's such a good story. During the pandemic, she had practiced, like, as you can imagine, as a concert pianist, like her entire life in a really regimented way. And during COVID, she was like, "What if I just don't practice for a week?" And then she was like, "What if I decided to bake cakes instead?" And she lives a block from us, and she started baking these cakes and doing the most amazing icings. And now she's completely pivoted her entire life to being a cake designer.
to be fair, Alex took home leftover challah from Rosh Hashanah and sent me a video making French toast.
Yes.
And
yes, it's all me.
It was just saying, he's like, watch out, this is my life now.
I'm going to become a famous chef.
Wait, Jake, what's your favorite? What's your favorite thing that you've cooked
It's
for us
so
in the
interesting
apartment?
because for each of you, I have something that's so tied. A lot of it's to the book. Jenji, I remember because that first Shabbat, I had made this bun cake that fell apart. It was like a mess. And I was like, oh, what can I do? And at the last minute, I threw together what became an Nosh, a very popular recipe of my saffron Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, those are so good.
And I brought those to your birthday
They're
party.
so
and so then
good.
it's like, hey, it becomes connected. But it was a lot of these recipes come out of like desperation of something goes awry and you pivot. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh.
By the way, Jake brought this to my birthday party in 2023, and my birthday party was at a French restaurant. And this guy came storming up to me, and he was like, a truly a French guy's like, excuse me, like, you may not have outside food. And I just held up the thing, and he tried it, and he went, this is okay. Like, that's really good.
But also that first Shabbos dinner, there was a challah off.
There was.
It was Jake and Jess Damick, who's also an amazing cookbook author.
Yes.
And I was told
She makes salads.
No, but
Yes.
she also makes a mean
It was a
challah, and she
great
does
challah.
this incredible like butter plate. Or
Yeah, the
whatever.
butter plate was great.
So I was told to bring a challah as well, but I am not of the cooking people.
Yeah.
So, but there's
I
this
am not
great
of the
internet.
cooking
I'm a great Googler.
Yeah.
So I found this challah on the internet, And Jake and Jess are
great.
just like,
It's so good.
excuse me, you brought internet challah? I'm like, it was made
To be fair,
with
I knew who she was, and I wanted to try it, so it was actually good.
Yes.
All the challahs were delicious, but
Okay. However, the greatest compliment I ever got, because he had so sneered in the beginning, and okay, I didn't cook it, but he did taste the challah, and he said this challah came to fuck.
Yes, that's right. This challah came to fuck.
it was like a flavored one. It was like
It was
jalapeno,
rosemary. It was Nick.
rosemary,
What's your name, Nick?
breaking bread with
With
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, incredible. Another that's another thing in the
I don't-
pandemic. Everyone started baking challah and selling it out of their kitchen.
I'm the challah traditionalist.
Yeah.
I don't like any of this. Like, oh look, it's jalapeno. You're like, motherfucker, this is a cake. Okay.
No,
It's-
rosemary, she does good mix-ins. You
Yeah.
gotta give it a shot.
But this is Jake's event, Jenji, so shut up.
No, but that and then
I was
with
just proud of the compliment.
with
Okay, all
Benj,
right, okay.
It's so interesting because there are so many things he does. No, you like most things, but I've tried to get him. He's not a big brisket fan, and it's been my.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All I want to do is
I'm
make him
sorry.
fall in love with brisket. And what was it?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago for Shabbat, I made a brisket. Oh, I made the brisket
good.
for us, and he goes, "Okay, I like this one," and that was a good thing. But also, Benj likes a basic chocolate cake, like a chocolate cake that tastes like it's from a box mix.
Yeah, I want it to feel like you got a Duncan Hines.
Exactly.
cake.
It's our
It
heritage.
really pushed
I'm a lowbrow kind of guy.
the back cover for everyone who has gotten their book. If you haven't bought at least 3 copies, there's the table in the back. Is this chocolate cake recipe that's like one of my favorites. And obviously it's a little zhuzhed up in terms of the frosting and the raspberry filling, which is not what he wants. But the cake itself was pretty much the challenge that someone I love had given me to recreate the same flavor of like moist, chocolatey nostalgia of a box mix and how do
I
you do
just
that
want
homemade?
straight up chocolate cake.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah.
any. I want like the Bruce Bogtrotter from Matilda.
Exactly.
Like chocolate cake. I just want chocolate frosting. I don't want any of the like
I
layer.
know, I
You know they
know.
put like a thing between the 2 floors of the cake.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I want some stupid cream bullshit. Like I want.
No. But it is about the ganache frosting. There's no more buttercream, no more whipping. Like, I want a dense, fudgy frosting.
I
Also wanna-
wait, I have a question for you,
Yeah.
Jake. Like, are there some recipes that you're like, yeah, I'm making this for people that you love, obviously, but what's the recipe in this that you're like, I made this for myself?
Oh, interesting. So there's this
Protein
menu,
powder
and
and-
again,
yeah.
the book is really broken in a really usable way. It's 16 menus for 16 like different vibes or occasions, from like every night to your full Thanksgiving and Passover feasts. There's this one menu called Shtetl Chic, and it is. It's like it's Eastern European, Ashkenazi-ish flavors, and I do this dish called unstuffed cabbage. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and really, it is. People ask all the time. Benny makes it constantly because whenever we're in like a fitness kick of like we got to cut, it is
carbs.
no. You can do the carbs. It just has the best macros because it's just rice, beef, tomato, and cabbage cooked as like a pilaf. You don't have to roll anything. It's so easy. It lasts in the fridge for a week, and I love to just eat the same thing for days. I like to make a big batch of soup or stew and just eat it for every meal.
Have you
for, like,
eaten
a
every
week.
single thing in your cookbooks?
I have.
For
Well,
real?
yeah, you had to taste it all. What are you talking about?
Every single one.
What's your least favorite?
You know, it's funny. So this is like the controversial thing, and there is a shrimp cocktail recipe in the book.
I hate that so much.
Jake.
I know.
Jake at the Skirball?
Chazer!
I know. And here's the deal, because people are like, wow, you put that in. What a departure from Jewish food. I'm like, have you not
Not
seen?
all Jewish food. Reconstruction is Jews. It's on the Seder plate, you know?
There is a little, in every book, I have like one recipe of treif because, I mean, there's a challah, bacon, egg and cheese strata in the last
What
book.
are you talking
In the first
about?
book, there's a pastrami and biscuits and pastrami gravy. So, to each their own. I personally
Jake's
hate
not a huge fan
shellfish.
of Judaism. He
I-
loves.
No, enough. I hate shellfish. I think it's overrated. I think we're 100% right on keeping kosher and not eating it. I don't think it's
It's
good.
too late,
I don't
Jake.
think it's good. But my sister, so neither of us really grew up with shellfish in the house. We weren't kosher per se, but the trickle down really didn't mean that we ever had it at home. And I think you create either two existences where you would adapt that, like myself, or you rebel. And my sister is now like, all she wants is shellfish, which I don't get. But I put it in this recipe for her because it's something that, even though I don't eat it, I have people that I love who do. And I think that there's something really nice about that.
I hope she loves hell. Okay,
but that is the one. That is the one that I'm never going to make that for myself. That's only for others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we go through some of these questions?
Yeah, I bet they're bad.
Here, everyone gets a stack. And
Well, so do you want to say what the inspiration
some
for
of these
this
are great.
for this basket is of these dinner party questions?
Yeah, so I asked everyone, what's your favorite dinner party question? And I think that's a whole thing. For example, in the book, you'll find a lot of my friends, I asked them that same question, and they gave such incredible things to bring to your table. Benj's, what is a job that for some would be like a dream job, but for you would be a nightmare? Jenji's was, when do you first know you were special?
Okay, but there's a reason behind that.
Okay.
Tell
That
this
was
is
what-
amazing.
yeah. My mother, that was her dating advice to me. When I was on a date, to ask the gentleman, when did you first know you were special? And then just let him go.
For me, is when my parents told me I'd be getting a special needs class. I was like, "Ooh, special needs."
No, but when we have Shabbat dinners, we love to like go around the table and make it a group conversation. So we try to use like a prompt so that we get everybody to talk and have it be one conversation. So I think that's a big part of this too. Are we picking questions, Jakey?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
gag
wait. I have
no gag questions.
I have one
Don't
that I
give
want to
them
hear
me.
from Alex because obviously he's
Please.
he's such a contrarian all the time.
Yes.
I really like whoever wrote this. What was the last argument you got in with a stranger?
Oh my God.
How much time you got?
I feel like this weekend probably you got into an argument with a stranger.
I get in a lot of arguments over AI.
Oh yeah.
So that was something that happened.
No,
at the
there was a
wedding.
guy who's like a really, really big guy in AI, and Alex like picked a fight with him like 3 hours ago at a brunch.
It was a big. What's an argument I got in? Oh, we had an argument today over the hot water.
Oh yeah.
There was no hot water in the hotel. And
To be fair, the rooms were so overpriced, and it's like the least they can do is give us a hot shower. Yeah.
I can't make the joke I want to. I just,
No, you can't.
just cannot.
No,
know
you
me, so
can't.
Shut the
No, you
fuck
can't.
up.
All right, so I have the first question, which I love. Is it rude to bring my own Tupperware for leftovers? Not only is it not
Mom,
rude,
you're here.
not only
Hi,
is it
Cheryl.
not
Hi,
rude,
Mom.
there's nothing I hate more than when people take my Tupperware and they never give it back. Because I have to keep on buying. That being said, I think,
round of
I think
applause
you,
for
I
that
think you
is
bring
crazy.
it. I think you need to know the person. There needs to be a little bit of comfort. And if this is someone you're going for the first time over, maybe ask. That being said, there was this story that I loved where I went over, I was cooking, and one of the recipes in the book is inspired by Katie Couric, who a lot of us know, and she was giving me leftovers, and she gave me this Tupperware, and she just like drops the thing and says, "Oh yeah, this is a Tupperware from my my late husband's wake." And she's like, someone brought me all this food, and it was not from like a sad place. It was like she loves this.
There were
Tupperware,
ashes
and
on the
she wanted-
inside of it.
Oh my God. But what happened was, this was at the very beginning of summer, and it was the year I did the Fire Island share with Modi in Fire Island, and every week we were going to Fire Island. It was a great Tupperware. It was a nice size. It was perfect. And what I'd do is we called it the Katie Couric cake Tupperware, because I would bake a cake on Friday and throw it in the Tupperware, and then we'd spend the rest of the weekend just cutting through the cake. But eventually, I made sure to get it back, her Tupperware.
Yes.
Always give
And
it.
everyone should get a colonoscopy.
Tea.
Who's the worst party guest you've ever had, and why?
Ooh. I mean, but I'm not gonna say in front of it, but like you know my
I
answer.
know,
You know,
I know
I
his
know
answer.
your-
I know his answer. I know
It's-
his answer.
I'm just gonna say there's this one person that Jake had over the apartment a few weeks ago, and when he left, I literally
We
go.
both looked and went,
We were like,
no.
never invite him over
jail.
ever again.
Yeah. It happens. Again, not every dinner party is a smashing success.
Also,
That
it's
being
great to have a
said,
villain.
The
No, we
Right?
love having
It's true.
like a
It's true.
common villain that then we can all talk about after.
Isn't it great to have a villain?
Yeah.
Everyone else locks eyes and they're just.
'Cause
By the way,
nothing-
I've been that at
No, but
some parties.
He's
too.
Alex typically is the villain.
You were that at brunch for the AI guy.
Oh my God, it's killing us. It's ruined Google. It's ruined Google. You'll be like, did Charlie Chaplin see The Godfather? Like, no, because Charlie Chaplin died in 1977 and The Godfather was released in 1972. And I'm like, so maybe he saw The Godfather. Okay, I'm the only one worked up about this, but
Yes. So the answer is there are a couple of people, and the way that it happens is the number one way to be blacklisted by me is to no call, no show to a dinner at my
Oh, yeah.
Like that has happened a couple of times, and it is so, when I tell you, I always say, like, for me, cooking for someone is the most intimate thing. It's why one of my big things is I really try not to cook for strangers, because I find it such like an intimate act, honestly more intimate than sex, personally. But for me,
that speaks to Jake more than anything else.
That speaks to me. That being said, I'll never forget, and they'll never get another invite.
Wait, okay, just a moral question for you. I'm always a maybe. Like, I'm always.
Do you want to talk about it now?
I'm just saying, I always want to be a maybe because I'm like, I don't know. But is that worse or better than
Worse.
saying you're going to come and then not coming?
No, I think you make a decision
You want
and
to be definitive?
No.
There we go.
So there's this thing that Israelis do called kombina, where they make a bunch of plans, and then are there any Israelis here who practice kombina? A couple of people. They RSVP yes to 10 things, and depending how they feel on the day, that's what
me.
they
That's
go
me.
to.
That's
That
me.
is Benj.
Sometimes I will get a text going, "Are you coming tonight?" Benj is coming, and I'll be like, "Benj, are you going to XYZ thing?" He's like, "No,
Absolutely
I've never
not.
heard of it." And it's like
Yeah.
fantastic stuff.
Who?
But you think that saying maybe is worse than saying you're going to go and then not going?
Personally, yes.
Wow.
Because I just think of it through the lens of if I was throwing a dinner, like it also depends on the event. Like some of the ones, it's totally kosher because it's some big cocktail party.
Right.
It's very not intimate. But if it is intimate, it's like important.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
also to the love thing, like
Yes.
cooking with love. I had the nutrition.
Oh, yes.
I went
This
to
is
a
a great-
nutritionist
this is-
once, and she said, you've got to follow this restrictive thing, but the only exception is if something is made with love, you can eat it. So I would walk around being like, did you make this with love? But like, I can eat anything Jake makes
That's
because
true.
it's made with love.
This happened recently, and it is I'm very into energy, and I do believe.
It's the most. It's
No.
it's like living with Marianne Williamson. I swear to God.
May we all be so lucky. Here's the deal. The last time I had this like revelation. It was the last time I was at the Western Wall, and everyone's like, "Oh, this connection to God, this connection to the old temple." And really, what I take away from the wall is it's this physical thing that our entire community touches and puts into it positive intentional thinking and prayer. And that is what supercharges it energetically, that when we go and we're praying at it, we're being connected to the collective, to the community. And I see the same thing to challah, where it's at the table, we all gather around it on Friday, and we are saying a prayer of gratitude, and we are like just truly putting energetically gratitude into this bread that we then eat. And the best thing I can say is this happened a couple of weeks ago where I baked this challah, the one for Rachel, for the bris.
Oh, yeah.
And I baked that when my Zipulite lover was in town, and I was in love. And I'm telling you, people could taste it in the challah. It was
I
crazy.
can't make the joke.
It was
This is
crazy,
hell.
but I swear everyone was like, "This is the best challah you've ever made." And
This
so
is-
yeah, that's make it anything made with love is great. If you're stressed, that's the number one thing. People are always like, "Oh, I'm so stressed about a dinner party." Don't be.
Yeah, it's like Gordon Ramsay's food is so good because he's got such a positive energy that he brings to it.
Okay.
There's this thing about challah that my friend Yisrael Campbell, who started life as Christopher Campbell, he converted to Judaism because he went over to. He says he went over to a house for Shabbos and they covered up the challah. And in Judaism, the tradition is that you cover up the challah so that its feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
sees the wine go first. And he thought, if they care this much about the feelings of a challah, how much do they care about the feelings of a person? And then he converted and he found out, turns out not so much. So it's like a really...
But yeah, we love that.
Oh, one
You got that
recipe
one?
that didn't make it in.
You know, there were many.
Bacon.
There were many. There was this one recipe that I just could not make work, and I wanted it to be a rainbow cookie loaf cake. But I wanted it to be easy, because the whole thing is you're supposed to be making all the recipes for the menu together. And so I wanted to do it so that you made the batter, you colored it, and then you just layered it in a pan and baked it. And it would just be like a quick bread to have for like a brunch. And it was just, I'm telling you, I did it easily like 18 times. And each time it was just not getting better. And eventually I was like, okay, I'll step away from this. And one day I might return and it'll come out perfect. But I'm also a believer in a path of least resistance. So if it's not working, then there's a clear reason that it's not supposed to be in the book.
Okay, what's the perfect amount of guests for a dinner party?
You know, we talk about this a lot. That's actually one of my favorite dinner party questions, because you get to know someone's social battery through that answer. For me, I'm in the 8. I think 8 people is perfect. And most of the menus in this book are for 6 to 8, which I think is like the ideal amount. If you are Benj or Alex, it starts with 6 to 8 and turns into 17.
No, you can't have more than 12 because one of them betrays you to the Romans. So it's...
What are your answers?
Depends. For Shabbos, I think like 8 to 10 is. I think 8 to 10.
I like everybody around one table where everybody can see each other and we can go around and
One conversation.
We'll have
like
one
side
conversation.
I don't like side convos.
Yeah, no, Alex needs to be the center of the conversation. But that is actually something, again, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this is it's really true to form of what we do at our meals. We also do like very weird stuff where we'll all go around and just compliment each other. But again, it's gratitude.
It's crazy.
It's funny because it's always like a bunch of Jews, and then there'll be like a Gentile or two in the mix, and they are so cute because it's just, they are squirming. And
it's highs and lows for them.
but they love it. They love it because it's just it's about gratitude, and I think a constant practice of conversation and extending gratitude to the people you love, especially over a meal, is it's self-care.
I have a question. Do you overcook in case there are extra people?
In case I say maybe and I come.
Yeah. The answer is yes, but mainly it's because you want leftovers. I think a huge part is the labor that goes into cooking. It's not for the faint of heart. It's something that requires time, and I am not shying away from that. I love the fact that you're able to kind of set aside, in the same way that you set aside time to go to the gym, time to potentially meditate, time to go on a walk. Like, there's no difference between that and setting aside time to cook. Yeah. And with that, I better have
I know
leftovers.
nothing about this.
What?
I know nothing about
It was just so funny because Jenji has the most incredible kitchen. I literally just baked 16 loaves worth of challah in her ovens over the past few days. It was amazing. I know I can always come and crank out this kitchen.
No, I love that it's being used for more than takeout. Like,
But I think that goes to a lot of like what I love, which is set a core group or an intention around who's coming to the table, and then you let it build from there. So I often will let people like leave seats empty for someone to bring someone they love, because it's a great way that we continue to kind of expand our community. And also, then there are moments like that where it's like they bring someone and you're like, who was that? Never again. And I'm actually rethinking our friendship because of it.
To jail.
What's the best dinner party you've ever thrown?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
I would say, you know what? I actually have a very clear answer, and everyone can have the exact same one in just a few couple of weeks, which is our joint family Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
We did this past year was our first year really like we had all 3 of our families together. I made the Thanksgiving menu from the book.
It was really
cool.
And
I think it was one of the most magical nights.
Do you want to know what's so offensive about that Thanksgiving? Do you remember with my mom and the turkey?
No.
No.
You said to...
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Wait, I don't remember this.
Yes, tell
Hold
the
on.
story. Yeah,
Hold on.
Call Cheryl.
Call
Edelman.
Mom Mobile on speaker.
Wait, really?
This is good. Yeah, no.
Hold on. This is, guys.
It's worth it. So yeah, it's a
hold on.
great menu. There's everything from like.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Really quickly, do you mind mentioning the thing from Thanksgiving?
Wait,
that
give
made
her
you-
context as to what's happening. She doesn't
Okay.
know. This is not planned.
Okay, we're on stage, and Jake was just asked about his favorite dinner party ever, and he said it was the Thanksgiving that we did last year, and
It was.
and it was mentioned that there was one thing that really made you laugh, and it was around something Jake asked me to do.
Oh my God. My God.
Will you mind?
I asked you to arrange to get the turkey.
Which
And it
I
was oh my God. And it
she
was
goes-
at that point that I said to Jake, we'll all just eat the fish that you're making as a side dish.
It was the whole thing was she goes, we'll just eat the fish because there's no way he's gonna be able to figure out how to get a
could have
turkey.
easily gotten a turkey, and whenever my parents bring this up, they bring it up to each other to like make themselves laugh about something.
Wait, because she didn't think.
Hysterical.
Wait,
It's not hysterical.
because she doesn't think that you could have gotten the
Very
turkey.
funny. And Jake knew exactly what I meant when I wrote that. And he realized the second he wrote it how ridiculous it was.
It's not
Wait,
ridiculous.
Cheryl, it's because you didn't trust that Alex would get the turkey, or what?
Alex, get out.
Why is it so funny?
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
I wonder, he lives with you, he's your roommate, and it was like he'd never met you.
She's like, he's never met him.
I love you, Mom. I'll call you later.
Bye, Cheryl.
Bye.
She
Love
was
that.
like
an
she,
icon.
She called me and she was like, "You'll never believe what Jake said." He said, "I'm gonna ask Alex to get the turkey." She can't breathe. She's laughing
She
so
was.
hard.
She kept calling my mother. Can you believe yes?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Do we have any other?
I would
questions
have
that we
had
would
my
love?
assistant get a turkey. A tacky or cute signature cocktail.
Okay. So.
Can we talk about Jews and their relationship to alcohol? Will you speak about this for a second?
It's funny. I've only recently started drinking in this last year of my life. I never drank for my 20s. I was just the average Jewish pothead, and in this last
average
year,
Jewish
I believe in. I don't do it often. I'm also not like everyone's like, oh, what about just like a glass of wine at dinner? I was like, absolutely not. If I'm drinking, I'm gonna commit. If what I'm gonna do to my stomach, oh, absolutely. Like there's an intention, and maybe like once a month we'll lean in at most, every other month typically. But with that, I really give some kind of clear guidelines. I think a lot of people are big into cocktails, and if that's your passion, God bless, go with God and have it done. What I do is I kind of set you up for success. And that's with what to have in your bar. And then I create a series of mixers. There are 3 recipes in the book. One for a cucumber basil shrub, which is just kind of a drinking vinegar. It's bright, it's green. It's kind of great for a lot of like springy vodka cocktails, or you could just serve it with seltzer. And same deal, I do a pomegranate a grenadine, which is with a little bit of rose water, which is super lovely. And then I do a honey ginger syrup. And these are just kind of things that you can have to build cocktails, but also remembering that like give people like agency, create a little station where everything is, and then just tell them to do it themselves. Everyone is so picky. It's like everyone's like batching a cocktail. It's like, oh, well, I don't like it too sweet. And then last night, we were at a wedding last night, and literally it was going back and forth between, I know.
Michelle Babajani and then Sarah Ford. One is an optometrist from Studio City, and the other is a waitress from Glendale, and we just had to be there.
No, I had 2 friends, and they were like, one, all she wanted was the super sweet cocktail, and the other one wanted the driest thing you can have. Everyone is unique, so just giving them the kind of the elements to build their own is.
It's not in our tradition that much.
No.
What is the statistic about like caterers for weddings, Jewish weddings?
Oh yeah,
What is this?
It's so funny. It's that Jake.
Do you know it?
It's
Yeah.
you say it.
It's just that when they say when they have Jews coming, they have the alcohol and they double the food. And they're just like, there's never enough food for Jewish weddings, but there's always too much alcohol.
Yeah.
And for the Irish, they get rid of the food and they double the alcohol.
Exactly.
Wait, there was a question question I'm curious about. Do you serve the wine you picked or what a guest brought?
I always serve what the guest brought. To me, so here's the deal. This is actually an interesting story. So I am a bit stubborn when it comes to my relationship with my publisher, just because I believe in my work and I really stand by what I do. And this was not the original title. The original title, I loved this kind of idea of most of my books before were a call and response, where it's like the first one, are you Jewish? I'm Jew-ish. With the second book, it was, are you hungry? I could nosh. And with this third one, the whole concept was like, well, what can I bring? And the thing that I always say to people is just bring yourselves. And that was the original title. They were like, we want to have food in it. And I was like, I was fighting for it. And then one day I was just like, what about dinner party animal? And then I loved it, and now it's crazy because what the hell was I thinking? I couldn't imagine it not being titled this. That being said, you always say just bring yourselves, but you have to start to know your friends because people don't listen, and then they bring things, and then you end up with either 15 bouquets of ugly flowers or another candle that you don't want to burn and make your house smell like patchouli. And really, the thing that I go to is I have two real things. A bottle of something you love to drink, because if they love to drink it, they're gonna want to wax poetic about this is my favorite bottle of red, and then they get to enjoy it, and someone else might love it, and then they can bond over their love of Pinot Noir. I don't know what these people do. Or the other thing I do, these people. The other thing I love to do is there's a dessert in every menu. I have a huge sweet tooth. I'm always making dessert. I never want people to bring dessert, but what I will do is ask them to bring their favorite pint of ice cream. And it just becomes this really fun thing where you have a couple of people bringing their favorite pints. I have a whole thing
As long as it's not August.
As long as it's not August, yeah. And as long as it's not, that's Benj and I would say the number one thing that we disagree on is my least favorite flavor is his favorite flavor, and that is mint chip.
You are so wrong.
No.
You are so.
I don't want to mix mint and chocolate.
No. You are. People are walking out. That's what's happening right now. You are so not correct. Mint. There is nothing more versatile than mint. It goes well with a steak. It goes well in a cigarette. It goes well in a cocktail. It's the only acceptable flavor of toothpaste. It's business class on JetBlue. It is there are so many incredible uses. It's in deodorant.
I love it. It
goes with blueberries. And mint chocolate chip is the best flavor of ice cream. The only question, thank you.
Oh my God.
The only question is, do you want real mint chocolate chip with the white with the chocolate chips, or do you want the most
green,
fake ass synthetic green?
Can you please clap if you want synthetic green?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
That's how I feel about my pistachio ice cream. I don't need it to be Simpsons fluorescent.
How do you like pistachio ice cream, but you don't like mint chocolate chip?
Because it's not mixing.
It's the
I just don't
dumbest.
Need to mix it. I don't need to mix it.
Do you eat it like a junior mint?
I don't. No thin mints, no junior mints, nothing.
Oh.
Okay.
No, there we go.
Crazy.
There we go. There we go. And here's the deal. I love a polarizing take. So
okay, that is a pretty, it's great to be wrong about something.
Wait, Jake, you kind of answered this, but what is the worst thing to bring to someone's house? Is it like a candle?
A gun? I don't know. You know what I would say is really it's food. The number one thing that is really hard is if you have not been tasked to make something and you decide you want to bring a dish that then is going to take up stove space or oven space, that is rude. If you've been directed 100%, you'll do that. If you're just gonna come in and be like, oh, I wanted to bring something to make your life easier, and instead I'm just gonna make your life more difficult of getting dinner on the table, it's just. So should have bought the pint of ice cream.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so if I text you and it wasn't you, but it was someone that I kind of knew, and I was like, oh, what should I bring? And they say nothing. What's the rule of should I actually bring nothing, or I should bring an innocuous kind of gift?
I have something I've been bringing lately, and this is Lego makes these flower kits now, which
Oh, that's such a
so
good
it's
bet.
like real flowers die or whatever,
Yeah.
so whatever, or there's too many. You bring the Lego set. They could regift it if they don't want it.
Yeah.
They could build it. It's a project. It's flowers. It's kind of I don't know.
That's
I love it.
cute.
That's been my latest dinner party offering.
Can I need to read
I will say
this
there is
text from my...
there's one thing that I typically when all fails, I try to just really make sure that everyone knows me. And when they know me, they know if I'm being difficult and they want to bring something, they can bring a case of Fresca. And that is literally like, you could buy a $100 bouquet of flowers. I will not like it as much as just a case of Fresca.
My mom hates flowers so much.
but
so
she loves Fresca. She loves Fresca.
Your mother loves nuts.
Jenny Gersten sent flowers after she came over, and my mom went, Jenny very kindly sent flowers on behalf of the group. Please just tell her I am allergic to flowers to avoid this in the future. I will send her a lovely thank you note. Hope you had a good flight. Like, my mom...
It's so good. It's so good. But what Alex's mom does, which I love, well, to a degree, because then I end up eating all of it. She goes to nuts.com and
Yes.
she sends
But an
giant
allergen
bags.
on the other side.
I know.
Yes. You know what's hysterical? My mom, we all got to go to the White House for their Hanukkah parties under a previous administration.
I was about to say, clarify, not this year.
No, this year we're invited as the entrees, but but it's Jake. By the way, remember we made a scene this year, and M. Hop pointed out the what was
God,
they were singing
singing-
Ma'od Sor, which is like
We got rowdy.
we got rowdy, and M. Hop went like, it's a funny thing. But my mom, I got my parents to come a couple years ago, and as a thank you, she sends stuff from nuts.com, but the way they arrive wrapped and tied looks suspicious.
Suspicious,
And so apparently, Jamie, what's Jamie's name?
Citron?
Jamie Citron. She sent Jamie Citron a thing, and they destroyed it. And Jamie Citron just got a picture of the like this is sort of like here's what you would have won thing. It was really,
Yeah.
what would be your last meal? I like that as a question.
Oh, I love this. It's funny because that's like a Last Supper is a great question. I asked Jessie. We were just with Jessie Ware this weekend, an incredible pop star / podcaster, has this incredible food-based podcast with her mom, and she always asks people for their Last Supper. And I have it's very Jewish. Matzo ball soup. I love it, but no. The issue is there's never enough vegetables, there's never enough chunks of chicken, and there needs to be like 2 handfuls of dill. Like, I need it to be speckled. And after that, we'll move on to the main course, which is brisket. I know, you're
But the new kind that I like.
brisket. Yes, It's
Yeah.
I was the Jumami brisket from I Could Nosh. It's a very good recipe.
It's awesome, that brisket.
And a side of chicken fingers. I love chicken fingers.
Yeah.
I always say it depends how I'm dying. It depends how I'm gonna go, right? Like,
What are the caveats?
Right, you
Well-
don't want to be too full.
well, yeah. Do you have it in diet? I think if I was getting the electric chair, what I would do is I would swallow 3.5 gallons of unpopped popcorn kernels.
Oh
So when they
my
do the thing, my mouth opens and it's just like.
He loves a bit. He loves
He
a
loves
Snacks
a
for
bit.
everyone.
Wait, Jake, does that influence the order that you put the recipes in this book? You know what I mean? Like, is the last recipe of the 16 or whatever like a special one that you think it should conclude with?
Are they done I thought they were done in order of like difficulty a little bit.
It's kind of in vibes. The first 2 are breakfast ones. So there's a brunch menu, and then there's a bagel brunch menu, which is like one of the big things. And we just did this last weekend. I did this whole kind of bagel brunch for friends. I'm going to be baking all of the bagels for our joint family break fast on Thursday.
Which you are already regretting.
Which
Yeah,
I
you-
don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, part of me is like, can I
Just order pop-up.
I might order pop-up. We'll see. But making bagels is easy. It really is. It's one of those things that I think everyone should learn how to bake challah, and I think bagels are even easier than
They've
challah.
expanded so quickly.
And-
Nothing is easy.
Everything is easy, but here's the thing. It is intention. So when you go in, and the whole thing about like the mood and being in love while you cook, if you go in stressed, your food's not gonna come out as good. And the best thing I say is like when you go to yoga and you can't touch your toes, do you start screaming at yourself, you idiot, how can you not do this?
That's how I do. That's how I do yoga.
More often than you're not, you're like, you know what? I'm so glad I'm here. I'm on a journey to touching my toes. I'm on a journey to getting more flexible because it's a discipline, and cooking's no different. So the fact that you're showing up and cooking for people you love, that's all that matters. And when he starts cooking for anything more than a couple of pieces of French toast in the morning, then he can give an opinion.
My mom always says if you can read, you can cook. And I guess I can't read, but I honestly, I've like dipped my toes into.
No, how?
Excuse me, I made that meal.
Which one?
I made a birthday meal for, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay. Not for me.
I
just
believe
so we're all aware.
you took like 20 hours?
You know what? It's not how long it takes.
It's the love that's put into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of love.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love in this. It was mac and cheese and fried chicken, and I'm still scarred by the fried chicken. It's splashy.
Jake, for people like me and Alex, what would be the thing that you would say this is your gateway drug of cooking?
Yeah. So we start with the breakfast ones, then we go into a cocktail party menu, all of these menus for kind of everything from everyday occasions to like the celebration ones. To me, for my family, growing up in New York City, celebration means you're going to like an old school steakhouse. And so it's all of either that, there are three ones. It's roast chicken, it's a steakhouse, or it's a red sauce Italian place. So I have, those are kind of like the three bigger, more like extensive menus. But the gateway one, it's a menu that's called That Was Tonight. And
wait, the way you say it is like, that was tonight?
Like,
what is that about?
Because you make plants. It was one, my recipe tester, Dana, who is an incredible woman. And the big thing is like, she's, I need someone who's like of the audience. She's not a trained chef, but she is a incredible middle-aged Jewish woman who works at PBS and loves to cook. And that is who I need to be looking at these recipes, because if they are coming from more of a culinary background, they'll fill in a lot of holes that I need her to come to me and be like, what does this mean? I don't know what this is. And it helps me kind of make sure that I can translate to the most amount of people. But she was like, you know what would be great? She was testing one of the more extensive menus, and she's like, something for like the last minute, where it's like, I have a couple people coming over, I totally forgot, what do I serve for them? And this is a menu where you truly can throw the entire thing start to finish in under 2 hours. And a lot of it's using like pantry heavy things. It's the gnocchi bake with the pesto ricotta, very good. An ice cream sundae bar with peanut butter hot fudge and peanut brittle. Like all very easy, fun things that people are gonna be like, wow, you must have put a lot of work in this. And you're like, yes, because I know you've been coming for days, and even though you forgot.
Well, why are you looking at me?
Because you look like you're about to vomit or something.
No, I'm just eating a turnover.
You guys have the baked goods.
Yeah, we have the baked goods. You've got the,
Yeah, you want to try?
You should try these.
Hold on, I'm going to pass them down to you.
Everyone put in their questions, but if there are any other pressing questions, whether dinner party or not, you want to raise a hand and scream it out?
I see a hand. Nice. I see a hand.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name, by the way? Hi, Siobhan.
Hi.
Other than bagels, what would you recommend for breakfast? One recipe from your...
Okay, so it's also from the bagel menu, and it's something, sometimes I pat myself on the back. It is I call it the topping salad. And so what you do is you do slices of heirloom tomato, slices of cucumber, slices of red onion, and you arrange them on a large platter like a salad. And then you make this beautiful like lemony caper dressing with dill, and you spoon it on top. And so it's literally everything that you would put on a bagel as a salad that can both be enjoyed just as a salad or thrown on your bagel, and it's all done. You don't need to have piles of everything. It's just like one completely dressed, seasoned way to like throw a spread, which I love.
Of course. Really good. What do you eat pre-fast?
Pre-fast?
Yeah.
Hearty. Like honestly, it's probably like
your slop,
unstuffed cabbage. Exactly. It's in the slop category.
You know, what's going to hold you long?
Yeah.
Will you explain to them what slop is?
Slop is my favorite way to eat. It's my editor was not a fan of selling it as a book, but I think one day I will. I think a lot of what I do is considered slop food, which are like high protein porridges and stews and goulashes. It's very shtetl-y in concept. And
I want to do that tour. Jake Cohen's Slop.
the slop
That
tour.
book.
I mean, come on. Who wouldn't wear a T-shirt that just said slop on it?
Eat your way through Anatevka.
Exactly.
You know, I just.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
Okay, Marguerite, how do you plan a dinner party when you know your guests have so many different tastes?
Ooh.
Or food allergies,
Or
like
food
my mom.
allergies, that's important.
My mom is allergic to dairy, wheat, corn, and keeps kosher, and doesn't like fish.
It's true. And to
Good
be
luck,
fair-
Jake.
And to be fair, at Thanksgiving, she could have everything
Yep.
except for the mashed potatoes, and I made her the same dessert could be adapted for her dietary restrictions, and I did it. So it was, I really want to give people the same experience, and that's why, like, there's a full vegan menu, there's a pescatarian menu, there are so many ways that you can really, like, adjust for people, but start with, like, your core, where who's coming, and if you know that they have, like, a crazy dietary restriction, invite the next person that's, that's gonna, like, fit in with that.
Wait, you're saying to not invite my mother?
No. Once you invited your mother,
Then invite other crazies like her.
exactly, group them together. And then they get to be friends with people that also are like that. Yeah, yes.
Hey.
I agree with you on the missed chocolate chip, but
Thank you.
what is the peanut there?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
We have some great recipes from the book. First off,
The onion.
yeah, these are onion,
Onion,
brie, and date hand pies. So this is from a menu called Rider Pie, and it's a menu of all pie recipes. And so it's, you start with these hand pies, and then you have a vegetable-heavy shepherd's pie, a chicken and biscuits pot pie, and a banana cream pie with a Biscoff crust, which is really, really lovely. And they're all in the book. And then we have these cucumber cups, which is from a menu called
Show it off.
Green Machine.
This is delicious.
Yeah, so it's a monochromatic green menu, so it's like all kind of healthy and fun. It's very like spring forward. So this is this mash of like avocado with chopped apple and radish, and then you spoon it into cucumber cups. We got these like heirloom tomato toasts with goat cheese schmear. So
I was gonna say, there's something about the
Yeah.
cheese. It's really
because
good.
I love tomatoes and cream cheese, and that was like a big thing in the summer, like on Friday for Shabbat. Challah, platter of heirloom tomatoes, and a thing of Tempeh whipped cream cheese. And what I started doing is I started to like amp it up. You mix the cream cheese in with crumbled goat cheese and herbs, and then it just like zhuzhes it just a little. It's still so easy, and yet people are like, ooh, fancy.
It feels very sophisticated in my mouth
Exactly,
right now.
and you did no extra work.
Yeah.
What's the best quick thing he makes for us? What's the best? What's the
What's the-
brioche?
what-
the
no, what
brioche
was-
Or about the PB&J that he does? As a
No, I
panini?
was gonna say, what's the thing? I don't even know if it's in the book. What's the pasta thing that you made? It was like a red saucy ziti thing. Is that in this or no?
That's the gnocchi one.
That's the pesto gnocchi. It's like the signature dish.
Okay, well,
You're talking about a red sauce.
is there a?
There's red sauce. It's red sauce.
It's a red sauce. I don't know. It's
guess
very.
someone else didn't
it's-
do the
it's-
summer
It's
reading.
gnocchi bake. It's done in like, it's like a 40-minute recipe. It's very easy. You're taking store-bought marinara and zhuzhing it up by like
Yeah.
caramelizing garlic and then adding in red wine. Like that's the whole thing. It's kind of like my Sandra Lee menu of like it's all kind of semi-homemade, which is former First Lady of New York, as well as Food Network icon of the.
Was she
hit
really
show.
the former first lady?
She was Andrew Cuomo's ex-girlfriend. Hi. Hi, Melissa.
When did you know that food was going to be your career?
I'll take this. So, sorry.
This really started in high school. I was obsessed with the Food Network. A lot of kids play video games. I would just come home and watch Giada and Ina for hours. For hours. And I started throwing these dinner parties. Excuse me as I
Wait,
choke.
in high school you were throwing dinner parties?
Yes, they were terrible. But that wasn't the point. That wasn't the point. The point was, it's like I started to gather these people, these friends, and it was these first moments that we kind of got to act like adults. Like everyone's just starting to get their licenses, they're starting to fall in love, we're starting to do drugs, like all of the things that like acting like adults, and then on top of it, oh, you're invited over for a home-cooked dinner with just kids and no adults. And I fell in love. I became so obsessed. And I'm very much a delusional person at my core. And so once I have a fantasy, it's like, all right, that's what's going to happen. And like the craziest things have happened because of this delusion. That being said,
I just want to say the other day, a producer friend of mine was in the apartment, this was a couple months ago, and Jake just looks at it, he's like a movie producer, he goes, you know what, I want to win an Oscar for an animated short about a matzo ball. And we're like, what? And he's like, I'm gonna make it happen. And we're like, okay, the power of delusion.
He loved the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I would literally only apply to one college, and that was the Culinary Institute of America. And
Jake originally told me he was in the CIA, but I didn't realize that's what that was.
Exactly. Fair. And from there, the rest was history. It's like everyone's just like, oh, how'd you just like stumble into this? This was always the plan.
He's extremely rigorous. It's like he gives, between his happy-go-lucky aspect and his completely incorrect opinions on mint, like you wouldn't know, but he works really diligently and every day. And Jenji sometimes calls him a secret workhorse, but he really is. He loves this craft, and sometimes like he'll take leftovers, rice and veg, like rice from the Chinese takeout that Benj ordered the night before, and other things that are in the fridge, and he'll make a like quick stir fry, like fried rice. It's like it's so funny to watch food be this gorgeous aspect for him, not just his career. I hate that I'm being earnest, but he really. Exactly.
I agree.
Well, you in the back. Yeah. Cool. What's your name? Hey.
Uh-huh.
Recently or a while ago? Okay.
Uh-huh.
She cooked for Julia Child, she said.
And the first thing she said when she sat down is, I just want you to know I never eat everything that's on my plate, which I thought was the most brilliant thing you could say, because if the food's crap, she doesn't eat it. She looks good. If she eats it all, you think you're brilliant.
Yeah.
What's your own?
Oh, good question.
That is
Great question.
So here's
it felt like it was. Oh, it was Julia. It felt like it was going to be one of the Jewish audience questions. It's really a self-aggrandizing anecdote, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It hard turned into
Very good.
she cooked for Julia Childs, and when Julia Childs sat down, she said, "Just so you know, I don't eat everything that's on my plate." And it's a really good opening line. Our wonderful questioner says, because it's if the food is crap, you don't have to finish it. And then she asked Jake what his opening line is.
So here's the thing that I don't do. I'll start with that because I grew up, and my aunt Susie is like this character in so many of my books. She was the one who makes the brisket. Now, of course, that I make a better brisket, she's retired from everything. But we would sit down, and she'd be like, "Oh, I've been cooking all day. I'm so exhausted. Ugh, everything came out terribly." And she would just like set the bar so low. Of course, it was always the same. It was always great, but she was just like, it's too salty. And when you start with negativity, that is what kind of like negativity begets negativity. So really, I kind of just don't take anything too deep or too serious. I think if you start creating these like opening lines on that, you are really the more important thing is you have to rethink like, you're cooking for these people because you love them. However they take the food, that's none of your business.
But
in this GLP-1
Yes,
era,
in this GLP-1.
like, do you get upset when people don't finish, or?
As long as they taste. As long as they've taken a bite and they love it, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was going to clarify. Don't worry. I had your back. I had your back.
When I go to someone else's phone and they serve me terrible food, I say, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Everything was amazing." And that's it. And I'm not one to.
But are you secretly judging? Like one thing
course.
okay.
Of course.
But I was gonna say what I've witnessed is a lot of people who cook feel very self-conscious when you are eating food of theirs. Like Nava as an example. Yeah. I'm like, Nava's food to me is incredible.
So good.
And she's so nervous to cook in front of you.
And it's one of the reasons that I always lead with kindness is because people don't realize how, like, this is my love language, so it actually is incredibly meaningful to me when other people want to cook for me. And it doesn't happen as often as I would like.
You know what? We're trying our best.
And so as a result, it's like always lead with kindness, and you can find something good. And at the end of the day.
But is it, when you say it's amazing if it's terrible,
then
That's
you're.
how I feel too.
Is that a healthy thing to
You know,
say, let's take a look
I
at
think if someone is really, I am self-aware enough to know if someone is actually looking for constructive feedback or if they're just looking for validation. And who am I to
But do you want to validate shitty cooking?
If they are, if it is helping, and here's the thing, if it's helping create a positive feedback loop of them falling in love with the act of cooking for others, then I know they'll continue to get better. The more they do it, the better they'll get. And so, like, you don't want to squash someone's dream where it's been like, oh, I fucked up the first time, so I guess I'll never do it again.
That's a
which my aunt, this is the last year I'm hosting Passover. She says it every year.
It's a really sweet end to a question that you began with. My Aunt Susie, who made brisket before I drummed her out of the goddamn kitchen. That was the implication, that she made good brisket and then you overtook her and now you retired her.
I'm the only one who will do everything because they all like, oh my God, yeah, I would love to do it. I'll only make this one dish. Everyone else to bring the rest. And that's fine.
Jake?
Yeah?
Just 1 second. You know how every dinner party has a buzzkill?
What's happening?
I'm the buzzkill. We have time for 2 more questions.
Great.
Two more
Wow,
questions.
people are really...
All right, sir.
Well, hold on.
She also had a
She had her hand up. What?
Okay.
Stores, I'm a Mexican too, so how late, we're always fast food things.
Yeah.
How late is too late, and when do you say you're not?
You know, someone in the audience showed up very fashionably late to a brunch last weekend, and it was an hour, and it was still fine because it's not that deep. Like, again, if it's like a dinner, really to me, like, there's Ashkenazi time and then there's everything else time, and Ashkenazi time is 5 minutes early, and it's crazy because like. If we call for 5 p.m. at 5:02, like you're hearing clanging of silverware on plates. Like literally, you gotta know your audience. If that is the vibe for everyone, great. If you know someone is going to be fashionably late, which I know so many friends that are like that, you just say like, hey, we're actually gonna start this time. It's not that, nothing is that deep. And great, so they don't get their food extra hot. Everyone else gets to eat more and they'll live. That's it. Yeah.
And then Andrew.
Take us home.
What's your favorite dish that your mom made for you growing up?
Oh, excellent. So, all right. On one hand, I would say the favorite dish was she did this thing called chocolate marzipan cake, which I adapted and I could not. It's very good. Really, all it is a box of Duncan Hines devil food cake mix mixed with a can of Solo almond pie filling. So it's like double the fat and double the sugar of a normal box cake mix. That being said, it is delicious. But really, I would say her matzo ball soup was always excellent. She kind of set that bar of like a really hearty chicken soup that I always strive to make, full of so many herbs, and literally they'd be everywhere. Like every corner of the kitchen, you'd see like dill on the backsplash, dill on the floor, dill in cabinets that she didn't even open, like everywhere. But there was a lot of dill on the soup, which was all that matters.
I just want to say a nice thing about your book before we end, which is that Jake's done several drafts of this. We got to see it. We got to see Jake really put a lot of effort into this book and like test and have people over and have these little confabs, and like when we all went on vacation at the end of the year, like Jake was sitting on the beach or like next to the
printed out the whole manuscript and I was just redlining it.
And so, like, this goes without saying, or it should go without saying, but please, tell folks about this this book, or post about the book, or buy the book and give it to other people. What?
I totally forgot. I have a surprise for everyone.
What?
I haven't announced this yet, but here's the incentive. So buy a book today and post a story with the book and tag me, and someone's gonna get a giant Staub Dutch oven. Because I'm going to be giving one away at every one of my
And
books.
it's you! You're going to be And also, the Skirball Center does a lot of really wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Nikki Russ Fetterman is going to be here.
We love Nikki. Come back next week.
Candace Owens and Alan Dershowitz are going to do Simchas Torah here at the end. So, like... But yeah, please support Jake's book. It's a really wonderful work of love.
But nobody move. I want to take a quick picture with my friends here and all of you. So let's kind of get a selfie.
Okay.
And that's why you're our favorite dinner party animal. Let's give it up. Jake Cohen, Jenji Kohan, Benj Pasek, Alex Edelman. Right on. Thank you.